Let's be honest, when Oprah Winfrey tells us to read a book, we listen. Her seal of approval isn't just a sticker on a cover, it's a guarantee that we're about to be taken on an emotional journey. And with her latest selection, Some Bright Nowhere by Ann Packer, journey feels like an understatement. This isn't just a book, it's a full-on, stop-you-in-your-tracks exploration of life, death, and the heartbreaking, complex choices we face at the end. Oprah announced the pick on CBS Mornings, and the excerpt released is, well, it's a lot. In the best, most profoundly human way possible. It drops us directly into a moment of staggering vulnerability and tension, a conversation so intimate and raw, you'll feel like you're sitting right there in the kitchen with them. It's a conversation that rips your heart out, a yearning we don't talk about. We meet Claire and Elliot, and immediately, we know this isn't a casual chat. Claire is dying, and she has a final, desperate wish. She calls it a yearning. She wants her death to be like her friend Susan's. What does that mean? It means being surrounded not by the sterile quiet of a hospital, but by a whirlwind of female energy, chatter, tears, laughter. She describes her friend Susan on a chaise, her hand in a bowl of perfumed water for a manicure, surrounded by her sisters, her daughters, her best friend. When asked what color polish she wants, Susan replies, "Pearl. I'll blend in with the Gates." It's a moment that's both witty and heartbreaking. But for Claire, it was transformative. She saw a way to die that wasn't about sterile loneliness, but about community. It was about being held, literally and figuratively, by her tribe. And so, she asks Elliot for this. She wants her girlfriends, her nearest and dearest, to move in, to circle around, to be the ones who manage her final months. And she needs Elliot to leave. You want your death to be pretty. You can almost hear the record scratch. Elliot, her husband, is blindsided. He's astounded and aghast. From his perspective, what she's asking for is a fantasy. He fires back, hurt and confused. You want your death to be pretty. He sees the manicures and soft blankets as a frivolous, naive denial of what's coming. He can't understand it, and more than that, he's deeply, profoundly hurt. This is the man who has been by her side for nearly 9 brutal years. He's the one who sat through all those chemo nights, those hours and terrible hours. He's been her rock, her caregiver, her constant. And now, when the hard part is truly about to begin, she's asking him to step aside. He's flooded with frustration. He can't ask the real question burning in his throat. Why isn't my love enough? This is the gut punch of the story. Ann Packer perfectly captures the chasm that can open between two people who love each other desperately but are, in this final, critical moment, speaking two entirely different languages. He sees her request as a rejection of him. She sees it as a desperate need for a specific kind of energy he simply cannot provide. This isn't about denial. What Elliot tragically misunderstands is that Claire is the opposite of naive. She is not in denial. When he accuses her of it, she throws her hands up in disgust. She isn't planning a party. She's planning for the inevitable, awful reality. She tells him, "We all know how this is going to end." She has already had the real conversation with her friends. She made them think about it, made them imagine her in agony, moaning and crying. She even brought up her most terrifying fear as sights, the fluid filling the abdomen, a horror she'd read about in a chat room. She looked her friends in the eye and told them, "They know I'll need morphine." This is the crucial distinction. Claire isn't asking her friends to come over for a slumber party. She's asking them to be her warriors, to bear witness to the ugliest, most painful parts of her death, and to still bring the chatter and the laughter. She's asking for love that isn't afraid of the darkness. Elliot thinks he's the only one strong enough for the difficult final days. The truth is, Claire has already built a different kind of army, one that has promised to be strong with her. The power of the tribe. The excerpt beautifully touches on this unique, almost mystical power of female friendship. Elliot recalls a vacation where his friends Stuart pointed to their wives, Claire, Holly, and Michelle, scheming at a bar. What are they scheming about now? Stuart joked, suggesting they were probably planning an impossibly complicated trip to another island. It's played as a joke, but it's the truth. There's a shorthand, a rope as Claire calls it, that exists between them. "You know how we get sometimes," she tells Elliot. It's a connection that is all at once, a way of loving and supporting that is intuitive, messy, and all-encompassing. It's a connection that Elliot, for all his devotion, simply cannot penetrate, and it's the only thing Claire wants now. Why this book matters. Some Bright Nowhere is clearly not a light, breezy read. It's a book that demands you sit with discomfort. It asks the impossible questions we spend our lives avoiding. What do we really want at the end? What do we have a right to ask of the people who love us? And what happens when your greatest act of love means stepping aside? Claire's final, heartbreaking plea to her husband says it all. I love you, she tells him, her voice full of remorse. Just please don't see it as anything more than it is. But for Elliot, it's everything. Oprah has once again found a story that gets to the very core of our humanity. It's about the messy, painful, and profoundly loving ways we say goodbye. This is a book that will spark conversations. It will make you cry. It will make you call your best friend, your sister, your mother. It will make you think about what love truly means when facing the end. Get your copy, get the tissues, and prepare to have your heart broken and rebuilt. Would you like me to find some discussion questions for Some Bright Nowhere or look for interviews with the author, Ann Packer?